Move on to verse 8, Daniel 3 and 8. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and this dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. Verse 11. Whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There also, verse 12, there are certain Jews who thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. See, they'll go and tell on you, because they're watching you. They're watching your every move. They're trying to see. And they're playing both ends. They don't even mean the king no good. They're just trying to get their evil way. That's the spirit of Esau. That's the spirit of these Edomites. It's the spirit of these uncircumcised Philistines. Verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not you serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? So this is like those officers that we read earlier that's promised to make sure the people comply with these color of law, or make sure that they're under the color of a law or the color of authority, things that appear to be lawful or just, but they're not. They have no authority at all other than through force and fear. Verse 15. Now if you be ready, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and declaimer, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, and you fall down and worship the image which I have made, well, but if you worship not, you shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Verse 16, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. They were convinced, confident, they already made their mind up. So that whether he was a king or not, they spoke boldly. If it be so, verse 17, if it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from this burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. Verse 18, but if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Verse 19, then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than was not be heated. Verse 20. And he commanded the most high, he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them in the burning fiery furnace. See, the enemy is going to send his greatest and mightiest evil forces at you when you stand, and they know that you have faith in Yah. They're going to try to prove to the world that they're greater than y'all. And they're going to try to make you bow down. Verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flames of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Verse 23. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Verse 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. Verse 25. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the son of Elohim, Yah, Elohim. Okay. In this evil time, the beast's head is roaring, just like back then. The king has made his decree. Not the king of kings, but this king, earthly king, this man of sin, has made his decree that he's going to turn up the persecution on the saints and try to wear the saints out. But I declare to you, stand. Do not fear. For the Lord says, for the fearful and the unbelieving shall have no place and no part of him. He said, I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Do not fear. Who are you to fear? Don't fear a man who's going to destroy the body, but fear him who's able to destroy both body and soul. On to the next video.